Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We are back on Castelnaud, one day ahead from the last episode, which was July 1, so we're now in July 2. And as you can tell, just like in my court farms, kind of like contracting yard farm build series that I'm doing, yeah, we decorated it. We're trying to make it Christmassy. It is Christmas now, and I'm proper getting in that festive spirit. So, trying to add a few little bits and bobs throughout. I think it's looking pretty good. Definitely adds to it. It's weird because it's July and it's sunny, but I've got Christmas decorations just rocking around the farm. So yeah. Right, so let's just have a quick look at the animals because animals are doing really well. I feel like we've now proper got into the swing of this farm build, the way I set it up, what I wanted to do. We'll have to just have a quick look at like the amount of feed and everything like that. You can see that manure here, 21,000 litres already in this one. They're happy with the feed. Our dairy cattle, they've got straw bedded and everything like that. So let's just quickly look at these. So you can see that... So yeah, you can tell, actually, these need a bit of TMR. They're getting close. It's the roughage. It's basically the hay that I give them right at the start before I started doing TMR mixes because we were waiting on silage. Or we were waiting the other way around. No, we were waiting on silage. We had hay and we were waiting on silage. So yeah, you can see that that's kind of skewed it off a bit. And that's only going to get consumed at a certain rate. And every time I do a TMR mix, it kind of pumps it up again. So I might have to go into an XML of the save game and just reduce the amount of feed that's sitting there in that one. It's a shame I can't take it out some way in-game, but it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, they're doing all right. They're obviously happily producing us some milk. We've got another 4,000 litres we could take, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for it to build up a little bit. It's nicely chilling in the tank, so we don't have to worry about that too much. They are reproducing as well, so 40% there and 30% there, so that means these are a day behind these 7, and we got 3 that are going to have calves sooner. The plan with that is we're going to put them into these igloos. These are going to be for our kind of like milking calves, so heifers will then eventually go into the main stock shed. We can even use our overflow over there for heifers. We could figure that out. I was thinking, though, that this side would be really good for beef stock because we're going to have a different section of beef stock, aren't we? We're going to have a calves, which is the igloos at the back of the beef stock shed, but then we've also got maybe the heifers or the young stock of the beef cattle can go in here just so we can fatten up our beef stock at the right time. And also we need to figure out that when it comes to selling at the right time to get the right price or the best price. But yeah, I think this will be a good shed for maybe separating out even the ones that are going to go to slaughter for meat and all that stuff eventually when it gets to that point. So this could be the shed, like the final destination shed, we could call it, where that, yeah, the beef stock do get off and separated. But the beef stock are dead happy, man. I really like the look of the cows as well in this game. Like FS22, I never usually do beef stock enough, but the Angus, you know, the beef breeds basically, they do look different and they're quite beefy, and I like it, man. It just makes me feel that I am getting a bit of... that I am trying to make myself some beef stock over here. And you can see 28 months count, health is 100%, everyone is happy. But yeah, I did the straw as well on this side, so we just hop over there. There we go. So the feed is happy on this side, straw is happy as well. We're getting manure spawn out into this manure point over here, so all the manure points are working that we put down. And again, we've got a load of igloos at the back to put our beef stock calves in. So animal-wise, we're pretty good. If we have a look in here in our animal tab, you can see that the beef stock are just completely content. We've got straw up to full, slurries starting to pump through, 7,000 litres already, 20,000 in there. We put 20-odd thousand into the basin, so technically we're sitting around probably just under 60,000. That's if I can do math. No, wait a minute, 20, what am I on about? 20 and 7, no, 47, just under 50,000 basically. We've got probably sitting in it all together. So eventually when we need to spread some manure and slurry, we should have plenty of it to do, which is great to see. Now, we need to keep an eye on the feed. Like I said, these are going to be 241,000 litres a year. That's yearly food, so 250,000 we could say, and then with the beef stock, it's going to be 500,000. Now, I would like to aim to get about 750,000 litres of feed, because we're obviously going to have calves. We're probably going to get some heifers that are going to consume more than the calves, but not as much as our fully grown kind of like cow or fully grown beef cow and fully grown milkers. So we need to probably have a bit of, I'd rather have too much than not enough. Now, it's maize silage is going to add a lot to it. We've got a big field of maize silage, a massive bunker ready for it, but we need to get more hay in, and we probably also need to get more grass silage in. Now, it's a shame that that third bunker's being filled currently with potatoes, but obviously that's good because we're going to use it for feed. We have actually got a lot of the potatoes, which is going to help, because if we're trying to get like 750,000, so 750,000 litres, we've got pretty much 189,000 litres there, and we can use that a lot of the time to beef up these feed mixes. So I'm going to take that as the 190,000. Technically, you could say that we're probably like 1/4 of the way there with just the potatoes that we hold. Now, hay, we're already at 100,000. So that's not bad. We're going to make more of that. We're also going to have the alfalfa hay, but we're going to make more hay on top of that. We've got grass silage. It's 250,000 already. So I think, looking at it, the feed we've got now, I'm just going to say we've got... So I calculate that technically already that we have 570,000 litres of feed for our cows. So that's plenty already. Like thinking about the amount of maize silage we're going to make, that's going to go to the beef stock. The grass silage is going to go to our dairy cattle. So we're going to do grass silage and hay, standard grass hay for our dairy cattle with a bit of potatoes. Even if it's potatoes or potato cut, it doesn't really matter. And then we're also going to be doing maize silage and alfalfa hay with potatoes for our beef stock. So I think as soon as we get the maize silage in and we do some alfalfa hay, we'll be covered. We'll be fine. But then I'm going to make some more grass silage or maybe grass hay, and we're going to bale it up, store it away, and so on. And I need to probably get across the road that patch of land that I've done. Now, my only issue is storage when it comes to the bales, especially when it goes to if we make round grass silage bales or we make any more, well, any round bales really. We've got the shed that we're storing our square hay bales in, our straw bales. We can put anything in there. There's a little bit more room, but I own this patch of land here. It's got these trees on, and I'm thinking that this would be a nice little area to store some feed. So if we put a few sheds in this area just for storing bales, that would be perfect. We can put a grass silage overflow in there, we can put a hay overflow in there, and anything we do in probably round format bales, and even square format, it doesn't really matter. But the only shame of that would be, I'd need to remove these trees now. Now, they're not obviously fully grown, they are growing, and that's going to be money that we're going to waste. And that's my only thing that's stopping me from doing it now. It'd be nice to invest the money that I've got now from selling that tanker that I sold to just go and get myself a couple of sheds that I can store some bales in. Worst case scenario, we can always move things out for the meantime. Like we can just adjust some things out. Like maybe these trailers can come out the way. We can put our bales in there and then just park our trailers on the yard or something until we get them trees fully grown. We can chop down, because I want to make some money from the logging, because it makes sense. It really does. It's better not to waste when we've got that kind of space. And I think when we purchased that, you can see on the map that kind of patch of land there. If I just try and bring it up for you, 68. It is mainly for logging. That's what it's there for. There is trees that are growing happily, and there's no point in us wasting what we could potentially get from that. So that is the plan. But at least we know what we need for feed. At least we know our requirements as well, and they're probably going to go up next year when we get more cows. I'm talking like the heifers that we get start eating quite a lot. The milking herd grows out. Beef stock, I mean, it's a weird one because I want to make money from it. I want it to be sustainable because we're selling for meat. I'm going to try and find a mod as well that gives me actual meat as a production that I can sell on and make good money from, because then it kind of just better than just going to sell the animal. I think that's probably the best route, and I'm going to look into that when they get close to the point of me selling. I'll even try and find a way of finding a mod where it gives you more meat for how old they are, because there isn't a weight when it comes to the animals. If there was, if you could get more for the weight, that'd be great. But at the same time, I'm sure that I've seen a few mods that do the meat production, but I'd like it if you take a cow that's young, you don't get as much meat. If you take a cow that's like fully grown, fully fed, 100% health, you'll get quite a lot of meat back, because then it kind of gives you the incentive to feed them well, to kind of bulk them up as the beef stock. So that's something I'm definitely going to look into. I'm just going to actually make a note of that now. I know I'm recording, but I'm actually going to make a note now on my notepad, just so I know to go and look at beef production mod, because I've been saying that and I keep forgetting about it when I start recording. So let's go and sort that out finally and have a proper plan with that, because I'm enjoying this series. I really am. It's nice to build your own farm, but also having the beef stocks. You know, it's a bit like the pigs that I've got, which I can do the slaughterhouse, actual slaughterhouse, and you get the productions from it. So we're going to go and do that with the beef and also the pigs. So that's going to be good. It's weird how that's spawning there, the manure. But it's not spawning this. That's actually built. Oh, I know why. They want us to muck out manually. That's fine. I can do that. No problem at all. See all the little piglets roaming around? We've got loads of little piglets. I find that 10 sows is always enough to give you loads of piglets, and you can see that we've got an incredible amount. But still, only 219,000 a year feed requirements on them. That's probably going to be, you know, our original mixture plan, which was, let's go and show you the mixtures for pig food, because that's why we're going to be doing it. So we can either do CCM, soybeans, canola, sorghum, grain grist. I would like to make some CCM. I think that's a good idea. Mineral feed. This is always going to be potatoes. I've made it so potatoes is going to be a thing that we need to keep getting. Even if we have to plant potatoes in at some point, we can always do potatoes. Even if it's a small patch of field, it's going to give us a lot of potatoes. But I think we're doing all right. We've got enough at the moment for this year, so it might be something we don't need to plant in. Probably in the big fields. I'd say the one that I've got sunflowers in, just to the right side of, it's at the back side of the farm, the small patch. It was the first field I actually did work on in this series. I think that's probably going to be the best one to plant potatoes in. They are going to be used quite a lot. The potatoes are used for our beef stock, for our milkers, and for our pigs. And the good thing about this pig food mix is I've got it that potato cut will do this section, and then potatoes will do this section. So really all I'm going to be doing is feeding them potatoes in two different styles, and then this one's the important one. Are we going to give them soybeans, canola, sorghum? We have got some sorghum that we need to use up for the feed, but I think we need to use some of that maize. I think we should harvest some of the corn before we turn it into maize silage to make CCM. I think that's probably the best bet. I mean, we've got the sorghum now. We could even do canola. I did sell the soybeans, and I am going to take the canola that we've got from the last episode, and we're going to go and do the productions on it to get some vegetable oil. But I think sorghum, I think sorghum and CCM is our best option, and it's the most fun to do as well within Maize Plus. So I like the idea of either doing grain grist or CCM, because obviously it's an additional feature, gameplay feature, or game mechanic, you could say, where we have to do something extra to maintain our animals. But we're okay. The main thing is we've got a plan. We know how much we need feed-wise. Pigs are a bit of a pain thinking about it now, because I don't know what that sole base food, the most important mixture recipe for them is going to be yet, because I don't want to... I'd really like it if I use that whole maize field as maize silage, but I might need to do a bit of a stretch of corn. I mean, we should probably have an extra 2 fields, I think, thinking about it, because I'd like to keep this as crop field 1 and combine that with crop field 1. That could potentially be the potato field, and then I would like to have an extra crop field over here, because we want to be doing some kind of productions, and this can be our big maize silage field, and then we've got our grass and alfalfa fields, which will be fine. But I think we might need to look maybe at field 22. We could do in there some maize that's just going to be CCM, and then in field 29 we could do potatoes, and we could just keep doing it yearly to keep topping up that feed mixture. Might be an idea. So field 60 is only 24,000. It's not bad, is it, that? Let's have a quick sneaky peek at this. This is completely different to what I actually wanted to do. So it's actually got parsnips growing into it. So if we bought it now, we could get some parsnips from it. So that is an option. And even field 59 next to it is only... It's not very good yield. It's not the best yield. It's only 41,000. So to buy them two would be 60,000, like 65,000. And we could turn that into one maize field. And then kind of working up. Let's jump in the sky and let's start flying about just to get a nice bird's eye view of this. So you could see that we can turn that into a maize field. I know we've already got the maize there, and then there's going to be a crop field. But we could probably do a nice little track in between the two fields to separate it off well, and have this as another maize field, but this one before actually CCM and corn, which is probably going to mean that I need another bunker. This is, yeah, I think that's probably going to mean I'm going to need another bunker. Because I want to do CCM in a bunker. And we've already got one for potatoes, one for maize silage, and one for grass silage. Over in that section, we're going to have more sheds for bale storage. But we might need to find a place as well for another bunker now to put CCM in. I think that should be the plan. Definitely. Definitely get that as the plan. I can remove out the trees. I can remove out everything and put a nice track in. So I need to do a bit of G work for that. But I'll do that, then we'll buy these fields and we'll make sure that next time round we have a field of corn for CCM and we have a field over on that side for potatoes. I think that's going to be the plan. Right, so we're going to be looking at productions in a second, but before we do that, whilst we're in this tab here for our actual map tab where we're looking at our fields, we'll just talk about the fields in general then, because I think we're organised with them. We're obviously going to be doing alfalfa very soon and the grass soon. These fields, so field 23 and field 29 have sunflower in, which we're going to be using for productions as well, because we may as well make some sunflower oil from that. And 17 is going to be on maize silage, so that just needs leaving. None of these fields need anything now. They're all fully ready. Just let them grow. We're not going to get weeds. I don't think... Yeah, I got rid of the weeds in that. So, yeah. So, literally, all we need to do now is wait to harvest everything. This is going to be a big job, obviously, because that's maize silage. 18 is going to be a combination of field 17, so that's going to be an extra add-on to this patch of maize. So, we just need to harvest this to then treat these fields together. And then the same goes with this. Now, this field here, really, all we need to do in that one is direct seed into it, because I mulched it, and I mulched everything that I could in field 20 as well. And if I look at the nitrogen levels, maybe pH in field 20 and field 18, so we'll go over that again, do a bit of pH maybe. But I think, yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Our environmental score as well is even better. Look, we're at 83, 69, that will go up, this one will go up, and these two are going to shoot up to 100 max. So we're going to get some decent scores and decent money in return, and hopefully we can start buying some really decent kit and kind of like not skimp out. This might be the first series that I have as a Let's Play that's going to mean that I can just buy, hopefully, everything and just make my life a lot easier, and it'd be nice to earn that. But we've got to get there first. We can't just give ourselves that. I already give myself a nice starting point with the farm build and the kind of unlimited money whilst I was doing that and setting up. But now that we're in game, we can't be doing that until we've earned it. But it's the potential's there. So yeah, we got different plans. I will start making some notes about our plans because I want to get this properly organised, this series. My 29 is going to be potatoes after we harvest the sunflowers. And then this is going to be maize for CCM only. I can make... Luckily, I can make like a new field boundary there, and how I've named that crop field too. I'll just name this CCM. So I do know that's going to be for CCM. And the same for 29. Might be able to make a field boundary on that. I mean, it's not needed. I can just make a note of it. But yeah, I think we're doing all right. So, enough faffing. Let's talk about our productions then. We've got barley flour that's been producing quite well. As you can see, we've still got 9,295 litres still doing its thing. Now, it has spawned some through, and the yogurt is quite happily doing its thing. Now, I think it might have got to 5,000 litres on the barley, because I remember just going over to there and nothing had actually happened. So I just want to see if we can see a pallet of anything knocking about somewhere, because I thought I had to go underneath it and... Yeah, I thought I had to go underneath it and take the flour out because I wasn't seeing anything. I'm going to fly about as well at a bit speedier pace. Ah, so it is here. So it does spawn out in pallets from that point. Now that is strange. I don't know if this means I'm selling flour then. Because it's, yeah, it just... I'm not sure. I mean, it confused me last time. I think because even that... Is that where it's going to spawn out as pallets for canola oil when we take it there? Could be. But yeah, these are 5,000 litres. So I've got a mod that makes some pallets to 5,000 litres. It won't do for like the custom ones on the map. So over on this, let's just have a fly up here. And we'll have a look at how the yogurt's getting on. Because that's going to be our main source of making money from milk, I think. Because it's just much better way of doing it. Woo. Right, so this is our yogurt. So you can see we've got 2,000 litres split between two pallets, so 1,000 each, and that's our yogurts. Tell you what, they look pretty nice. So that's going to make us some good cash. We can actually look in our time-saving stock check tab, and we should see here, yeah, so we've got 2,295 litres in total. If we sold it at the best price, best time, we would get 9,900. So that's really good. And if we have a look at our flour, we've got 5,000, and we'd get 6,000 from that. So straight away, that's really good money. But I'm going to wait. I'm not going to pick up the flour until it's fully done. I want to, I want it to all be complete, and we transport it and sell it straight away. Same goes with the yogurt. Like, we've got still some processing through in that production chain, so there's no point in me going to pick that up yet. We've still got 9,800 litres. We've also got another 4,000 litres to put in. So yeah, I mean, it's a shame I can't make them 5,000 litres because it's going to be a lot of hauling, but I don't mind. There we go. So that's good to see. Now over here, they do spawn out here, but there's some weird collisions going on here. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but they were sitting high up, and it's them two boxes. So I think they spawn on top of that for some reason. So I'm not sure what that is for, but that's the way it works. But I'm happy with that, if that's the way it works. I just thought it looked a bit strange when I jumped in. So we don't need flight mode anymore. Let's now go and do our next job. So I've got in here our canola that we harvested in the last episode. So that's 17,000 litres, well, pretty much 18,000 litres. We're going to go take this to make some vegetable oil. I hope I can figure out which is the right tip point. Now, I aren't using my steering wheel. I have just reverted back to the controller just for these next few weeks because I am still building this unit that's hopefully going to be really good, and it's a big faff getting back and getting in, trying to get set up to start recording. It's just so much easier for me at the moment just to jump onto my controller, but I am missing it. I actually really like playing with the steering wheel, so as soon as I get this unit set up where I can, well, built, so I can like just put it into place, in and out, moving it, it's going to be so much easier. Right, so let's try and figure this out then, because we've got here something that's tipping, and then we've got, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why. So if I change this to storing, let's just change it to storing at the moment. I know we can spawn out from that, and then you've got spawning, selling, distributing, storing. Let's change this one to storing as well, just for the meantime, because I feel like I could probably drive up with a trailer and flour might drop down through this kind of a hopper. And if that's the case, that's easy, even though they're 5,000 litre pallets, so it's not too bad. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with the yogurt. I need like a tanker of yogurt, which is definitely not going to happen. Let's find the right trigger. I'm hoping the autodrive guys, when they set up the route for this map, might actually help me out here. So there's the unload point. There's the seed sell point. Oil mill unload point. Right, that's the one I want, so visit that. So that's the oil mill unload point. So is that where canola's going into? Because I've got... It's definitely not going to be this side then. It's a strange one. I'm hoping to get it sorted out. I think that's where it's spawning out if we're making it into kind of pallets on that side. So let's see what this does. I think that hopper is for flour loose, and I think this is where we tip our canola, so into our productions. So let's just quickly scroll through. So yeah, that is shot up, which is great to see. So that's good news. We can start processing that, and then this. I'm just going to test something out quickly, just to try and get my head around this whole thing. So I can buy. No way, I can buy goods. So that is great. So that's what that is. And that's such a good thing, because if I did want to buy corn for the pigs to make CCM from, I can do. Now that That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And I've got a trailer full of corn now. Which, well, not full of corn. I've only got 1,100 litres in there. But yeah, at least I know I can buy actual grain then. That is good to know. Anyway, let's get the canola oil processing. We'll activate that. We're going to change it to... We'll change it to spawning, actually. We may as well. Put these back to spawning. And change that back to spawning as well. We may as well. And then we've got 3 productions quite happily just chipping away now. So we should get, like, a good chunk of canola oil there. We'll wait till it's all processed and we'll go sell it. Fair bump, that is. Fair bump. Look at this. We have actually got a lot of feed. We've done well so far. A real big amount of feed. Yeah. This bunker as well, when it's full with maize, that's going to be pretty crazy. Anyway, let's go and sort this out. I'm looking forward to doing this. The alfalfa looks incredible on this map. It really does. And this is our next task. I've decided, instead of doing the grass, we're going to do the alfalfa. We're going to make a load of hay from it. We've got 2 fields. Technically, they are combined by a little stretch, but it is 2 fields. And this is the job we're going to get done. So, fingers crossed. It won't be too long. And I do know that with it being hay, I imagine we're going to have to obviously ted it up. But yeah, it's one that I haven't really got any idea about, to be honest, because I haven't actually done it on this map. So I think what we'll do is we may as well just start from here, aren't we? I know it's going to do a bit of mowing. Well, we can see what's going on. It's definitely dropping down. And it's harvested alfalfa on the ground. That's what it says. So it does look a bit like alfalfa. I'm just trying to think if I'm doing this right. I don't know if Maize Plus might have a bit of problem with it, but hopefully it won't. Do I need to ted it as well? That's another question. I imagine that I'm just mowing it and then obviously tedding it up. That would be my guess. And I think this will just regrow back as well. I shouldn't have to replant this at all with it being alfalfa. It should just be like grass, basically. Just treating it like a grass field. Yeah, I think it's spot on, to be honest. I'm just going to see if I can put the conditioner on both of these. Let's see if that makes a difference to the grass on the outside. Yes, we're not actually mowing anymore with conditioner on, so we need to turn that off and just go back to the base kind of mowing. Which means that the grass on the outside then probably won't mow if we do go over a patch of it. Ooh. Some poor driving by me. But at least we're getting alfalfa. Hopefully the hay bales will look good as well, the texture. I haven't seen them. They might be the exact same, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. But we should be getting the best yield we can get. It's maxed out on everything, so should be getting a really good base score on this. I'm hoping I don't. Let's go to our precision farming tab and check what's going on. So that's gone up to 97. Difficult to do that whilst on cruise control. But yeah, it's gone up to 97, so we're getting it up there to maximum, which is great news. We're just going to carry on doing this boundary. We miss a few bits along the way. I think I might go and grab the tedder just to check that it does change texture. Because imagine if we can't make actual alfalfa hay. We've got to, though. We have got to. Might be a good idea to pick it up loose just to test it out. But I am going to make bales from this. Definitely. Right, so I've bought the Fiat Agri in with the tenor on. We're just going to test this out, just to see what happens. I know it's going to have base game tedding on, so that's great news. So we'll keep it in base game tedding. And there you go. It definitely looks different, doesn't it? So that's good news then. It is working. Now, I'm just going to check if I've got crop destruction on, because I don't know. I know with grass, we can't actually do crop destruction even when it's on. So I'm just going to check that I have got crop destruction on, which I have. And I'm just going to test to see if we'll do crop destruction on Alfalfa. No, we won't. So that's that's good news as well. There'll be no faff in there. But at least we got that sorted. I might actually quickly just go and change the tyres out on this, because I don't really need the narrow tyres anymore on the class. And then we can go and pick up the windrow with that. And then I think I might use the John Deere for the baler, because it's a hefty baler. And we may as well, yeah, use it. So we want just standard tyres. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's go get set up, just so everything's ready and waiting for when we need to move on to the next job. Right, so there we go. All the kit is on the outside of the field, ready to go. So I think I'm going to try this manually. I'm going to try and do all this myself. Might do a bit of courseplay, maybe with, could be the tedding or the rowing, but I'm just worried that might find a few problems unless I split the fields up like I do with the grass field. I'll have to try and, yeah, figure out what's going to be best with that. It's just never easy because of the middle part of the field. It really does skew up the courseplay that it generates, like the course it generates through courseplay basically. But it should be good, and I'm liking the texture so far. I'm liking the kind of wet look, and the dry look looks quite vibrant. I just hope the bales look the same. If the map's got it set up where the bales actually come out like that, then that's pretty cool. I don't want them to look identical, because if they look identical, it's quite difficult to distinguish between them. For one, when we're doing our feed mixes, but two, yeah, it's kind of just all this for nothing. All these good textures. It's got to have its own bale texture, surely. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Right, I'll do a bit of a time lapse anyway. We'll get it done, and yeah, hopefully by the end we'll have some, well, hopefully a lot of alfalfa hay to try and figure out where to store. That's going to be our next problem.
Hold on when you need a friend, I'll never let you go again. Reach out when your mind's uneasy, 'cause I'll understand. Hold on when you need a friend, I'll stay here to the end. Get up, don't hang your head, we'll take it step by step. Fell inside, now I'm living in a matchbox. All this time, all it needed was a little spark. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. it needed was a little spark. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head. Give me my heart back, 'cause somebody stole it and put it in your head.
Right, there we go. That's the Alfalfa done. I really enjoyed doing that. That was a lot different, and it turned out really well. I decided to mix it up. I just wanted to test out whether round bales and square bales were the same. So I did this field off camera, but I started kind of like doing the mowing with Courseplay whilst I was finishing off in the time lapse on the first field we did. Now the first field is all square bales, this field is all round bales, and here I've spawned in some normal standard grass hay bales just to check as a comparison. So these are the square alfalfa bales that we got. So these ones out here are alfalfa hay. These are the ones that actually come off the field over there. This is a spawned grass bale. So this one you can see is just grass hay. So that's alfalfa hay, that's just normal hay. And this is one of the alfalfa bales that I made in this field using that baler. And then again, I've spawned in this, which is hay, so grass hay. But yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Nice custom textures. And I think we've actually ended up with a lot. So let's just check this. Let's go into our time saving stock check, which it does save a lot of time, and it is a stock check, so it is a bloody brilliant mod, a must-have one. So we got 193,000 litres of hay. I'd say we've already hit our total when it comes to what we need for animal feed. The maize silage on top, we're going to make some normal hay as well in the grass fields after this. So yeah, we've got plenty of feed now, not even something we need to worry about. So I'll tell you what we'll do. These bales we're not going to use because I spawned them in, so we're just going to throw them in there like they don't exist, because if not, they might go into feed, and I haven't actually made them bales, so we'll just pop them in there, and we'll go and get in the John Deere. I'm going to pick up probably just one load. I haven't actually got anywhere to put these at the moment, so I'm thinking of just storing them away in the field. We don't have to worry about anything rotting, even though I'd like that to be the case, like seasons of old, where the actual hay used to rot in the field and grass used to rot in the field if it had been rained on. That's not a thing. That isn't a thing in FS22 base game for seasons. I do wish we had the other seasons. I've said it multiple times. I'm not going to hide away from it. As good as what Giants did, it just didn't compare to what the realism modding did as seasons. It was way better. And I think that's just because of the restrictions. Probably like console restricts something and things that Giants can do. And I think that's mainly it. But it would be nice eventually if Giants can maybe... Because you obviously don't want to not make content for console. It's not fair on console players. They should get, hopefully, the same stuff. But if there is a restriction in place that they can't get, for example, some of the stuff that goes on PC, then Giants need, in my opinion, and I know might be a lot to ask, but they should make 2 variations to it. So there should be like an option to have a PC version of Seasons and then a console version of Seasons. Especially if it's things that can be done and it's just limitations of the platforms. I'd like to see that. I feel like then it's, an option for PC players to have, and it doesn't restrict the game. Then they can still adapt to it, even if that means that the PC version of Farming Simulator 22 is more money to buy. I wouldn't mind paying the extra money to buy Farming Simulator if it meant we got more for it. I don't think many people would mind that, to be honest. I think, we're all reasonable. We know it's about value of the product, and I think if you can get more involved with the PC version of the game, then there's going to be more value in that. That's just my opinion anyway. But yeah, I'd like to see old Seasons back, even if it was just a mod that we could get again. But I doubt that's going to happen now because Seasons is in the game. I don't know how. Maybe like an edited version of it potentially could be an option. I don't know. We got a lot more, as you can see, round bales because the capacity's lower on them. But we've definitely got a lot of feed. I don't know where I'm going to store these. I haven't actually got a clue at the moment. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plonk them here and try and figure out a bit of the layout, kind of what we need to do. It would be nice to fit some more in here, but I'm thinking I might just keep this as my straw shed. Because it's not the biggest, and I think if I stock that up with straw, that'll be a nice place for it. I just need somewhere to put bales of hay, and also silage bales if we do that. Because the bunkers are going to be full. We need more bunkers as it is anyway. So, I don't know. We might have to chop them trees down sooner and place down something. We've got the money for it. We have got the money for it. But I might just leave the rest of them in the field until I figure out what my plan is with that. Because I'm not... Yeah, I haven't really decided yet. It's going to be something I've definitely got to figure out, though. But overall, we've done really well, haven't we? We've got a lot more feed now, as you can see. Flowers producing. We're obviously making canola oil now. We've got yogurt and more milk to take. Animals are quite happy. Pigs are happy. I'd say the only thing that might need doing is a feed mix for these guys. I'll probably do that after the video ends. But I think everything else is fine, aren't we? We're just waiting now, waiting. Next episode is probably going to be grass. We're going to make hay. I'm hopefully going to have as well a solution to where we're going to put these bales, because we definitely need to figure that out before the next episode. And yeah, after that, I imagine it's going to be the crops that are growing. It looks like maybe maize or sunflower is going to be the first one. I'm trying to figure out which one's going to be first in that. They're identical, so we could technically do maize silage, or we could just jump straight to sunflowers and harvest them up. Either way, both are going to be fun to do, especially the maize silage. That's going to be a massive job. Massive job. But we're doing well. We're making a lot of feed. Hopefully it means we can get more animals, make more money, and have a proper booming farm. But we might need to get a bigger feed mixer, or else we're going to be doing two of them feed mixes a day. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it every time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.